was a friend of ours. Little James gang in there at the end.
Well, we're close.
We are close.
We're within 90 minutes.
That's right. Of the genesis of the gang.
Parma? Was it Parma?
I'm not sure. Somewhere there.
Jeff, do you know? No. I just broke the third wall. Does anybody out there know?
Does anyone know? Does anyone know? I don't know.
I kind of saw it happening. How did you make that guitar sound like that?
You know what? It just is a savage beast.
It is a savage beast. These are the Pete Anderson Eastsider T and Eastsider S, which Reverend has been crushing for the last 14 years, by the way, but in a brand new and super glorious tone hue.
Look at that.
Satin Outfield Ivy.
Outfield Ivy. I like that name.
That started with our friends at Chicago Music Exchange.
Yes.
It has something to do with the Cubs.
The Cubs over there one time.
Well, no, yeah, so that's... does that hurt you?
No, I don't give a shit.
Being a Milwaukeeite?
No.
It doesn't bother you a bit? I like that. The Eastsider T, of course, being the more traditional of the instruments.
Yes.
But it has the cool push-pull phase switch, which many Reverend artists have been like, hey, you know that thing on the Eastsider? I want that.
As opposed to this. You get the idea. I got sunshine.
You've been really working that. You singing more in the band?
I am indeed. You know why? Because sometimes I just got to do it.
Yeah?
I got to belt it
Do you
forward.
have something to say?
I do have something to say about many things, including the circumference of my nostril and the glorious contents within. What? What kind of talk is that?
We've been shooting these videos together for how long?
That's a good question.
10, 12 years?
It's been a while now.
Yeah.
But you know what? We always
I've never thought of you as a singer until today. And then I'm seeing I'm completely blown away. I didn't know you had it in you.
Well, you know what? I like to keep things to my chest, right up against it until I need to go. That's the ace of spades. What? I don't know what that means.
I don't either. We were talking about the Eastside. Let's talk about Pete for a second.
Pete's a rascal.
Pete's a rascal. Pete, while he hasn't toured in a while, he comes and hangs out at some guitar shows frequently.
Yes.
He does a regular weekly thing out there in Burbank, which is great. And I mean, can you imagine living in a town and like, you know how people are, how they sit around there like, oh, well, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do here. What are you going to do on Sunday? I don't know. There's nothing to do. And Pete Anderson is doing like a gig down the street.
Yeah. Well, that's
Sundays.
what LA is like. The only problem with that is that there's a lot of things to do, but you have to get there. And the thoroughfares in order to get there are prohibitive.
Yeah.
So then
I've heard.
Can be a thing as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah.
You can easily get nowhere or have a hard time getting somewhere.
You have been touring. We're just going to talk about everything just interspersed in all this stuff. You've been touring a lot lately.
We have been inside the new Gristle Missile.
In the new, which is beautiful, by the way. But when you do the West Coast,
yes.
I mean, how do you find scheduling that whole area south of Santa Monica or south of Santa Barbara.
Well, we're lucky because we stay with this glorious couple that puts us up in Venice Beach. So we stay in Venice, and then
you hear that, Navarro?
We're going out from there. So we do. You know, last time we were there, we did Venice West. We did. We played at the Soda Bar down in San Diego.
Love it.
And then we always do a rooftop concert for these people that put us up. Tom and Mandy, I'm talking about you. You're awesome. And sometimes we do some Cadillac Zack gigs out there, and sometimes we do the baked potato or we do the mint. But we stay at Tom and Mandy's and we live it up. There
and you can bang out 3 or 4 and then leave the area.
Exactly. And then we head up to the Bay Area and do some stuff up there, and then we head up from there to Portland and Seattle area, and it's been good.
Yeah.
People come out, and that's great because we as long as we can, you know, make money and play, we're going to keep on doing it.
Yeah. You've always been a fan of the T style guitar, of course, and you're always a fan of Pete.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this guitar is is basically the thing that brought us together.
It's the gateway drug.
It was the gateway drug, right? Like, we were demoing these out at Wildwood, and you were like, I wonder what this would sound like with my pickups in it. And we got some of your pickups from Fishman. We made that happen.
Yeah, and I've got one of these.
Started playing it out.
What is that blue?
Yeah, that's Deep Sea Blue.
Deep Sea Blue, which is a
that's
delicious
beauty.
tone hue as well.
Yeah.
But this one's stunning. I love it.
Yeah, it's subtle. You look at it and you're like, oh yeah, those are black Eastsiders. And then you move with the light and you're like, wait a
see the green
minute.
of doom. It's awesome.
So that is how Pete sort of led to us communicating to get your thing together, which is great. But we've been offering these Eastsiders since 2011, March, I believe. I think it was Summer NAMM in 2011 that we dropped these, and we had been doing a hollow body for Pete for a while.
Right.
Which now is no longer in the line.
Yeah.
But we
I have one of those though.
Yeah, and that'll be back. We have plans for that, and it's people are getting impatient, including Mr. Anderson himself. But we're keeping him at bay with all kinds of really cool versions of this. He had the idea for the Eastsider Custom, which you love. You have one of those black ones with the gold hardware?
Yeah, I don't think that's coming back.
Oh, is that so?
That's gonna. Maybe we'll have to make a situation because that one hits me right smack dab in the feels.
He does it, yeah. Good. I'm glad you dig that. There's a baritone version of this,
which I have and love.
Yeah, which you tour with.
Yes,
you've got like 1 or 2 songs in the set that featured that guitar
that's
specifically, which is awesome. And you have stock pickups in that.
I do.
That's cool. I like that. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. It's a good sounding guitar.
It sounds magnificent.
And then so we have the T, we have the S. The difference between the S and the T is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, we got 3 pickups over here with the 5-way. I should quit drinking so much coffee.
Sounds good.
And then the push-pull over here adds that neck pickup.
Oh, yes.
So you can get the traditional. And then the wiggle stick.
And the Wilkinson rules.
It is a remarkably stable trem.
Love it.
I'm surprised that I don't see more of them out there in the world. But every once in a while, like somebody really, you see it, like Yvette's got one on her signature guitar from some other company somewhere. She wails. She knows. She gets it. I know. I love it. This thing and it'll do like, it's the closest thing that we really get to the S thing, you know, at the moment, at least in the pickup configuration.
Right.
And it does that sort of that in between the Knopfler thing, if you will.
Right.
Of course. Right. But I mean, also many other Strat players kind of vibe.
Right.
It does the.
Exactly.
Which single coils.
Yep.
You know?
That's it.
It's fun. It's
absolutely
super fun. Yeah. Here, you do that, and I'm going to do the thing. Just.